What's up YouTube, this is Fate, bringing you another deck profile, and today I'm going to be showing off a fun pet project I've been working on in my Ignition Dracoslayer build. And one of the inspirations for this build was mainly just hearing about Masterpiece when it was first announced that it was going to be coming out of the Dark Illusions. And its strong effect of being able to negate any effect on the field. And I figured I'd try for a build that focus more heavily on my favorite type of monster, Dragon, and decides to have that be my prime focus strategy-wise, is how to bring one of those guys out on top of doing the normal stuff that Dracoslayers do. And just as an added challenge with this build, I decided to test my deck building skills and not include anything, I want to say Magician Pendulum or Performapel Pendulum to it. Mainly just because this build, I want it to be designed to be fun, rank 4 spam, and to have some longevity because, let's face it, as the time goes on and it sticks around the format, Performapels are going to be hit more and more. And I figured the best way to do that would be to combo the Igknights cards along with this, since they are a natural spam-heavy deck with both Pendulum Summon and Exceed Summoning, which definitely feeds into this strategy very well. And I gotta say, it is fun piloting this build, but without further ado, let's get to the profile. So because of what I just explained right here, obviously got maxed out on all of the Dracoslayers and the Dracoverlord, so I do have the one Lector, the triple Master Pendulums, 3 Vector Pendulums, and 3 Lector Pendulums, and especially 3 of each of these guys because since you don't have the other engines accompanying these guys this time around, you want to make sure that your opponent doesn't have a Pendulum strategies to counter this build, which is fun, especially if you get these guys paired up turn 1 and your opponent's Pendulum effects can't really do anything. And then to round out the Dracoslayers, I run triple Masterpiece, the true Dracoslayer. And again, 2950 attack, 2950 defense, being able to negate any effect once per turn at will. And just having the full engine of cards like this, especially when this guy needs one Dracoslayer and one Dracoverlord to get him out on the field. Once you do get him on the field, he is a very good investment. Your opponent definitely has to play around this. And in some of my testings, especially against Mermill decks, against Abyss Gaios, he ended up being a very good resource to devote to in order to get over those really problematic fields, especially if they have Abyss Gaios out, which I love being able to dismantle that field. And for the Igknight engine, I decided to go with you gotta go with the triple Templar and triple Paladin, your rank 4 engine. A lot of your stuff that you need to get out are your rank 4 Exceeds monsters to further the play, so definitely need this part of it. And then for a little bit of added defense / added offense, I decided to go with a level 5, rank 5 aspect of this, so with Igknight Margrave. And the reason why I run with the rank 5s in the Igknight Cavalier, because if push comes to shove, this guy does have, or girl does have, a pretty high attack power, especially if you have the field card on the field. Being able to just Pendulum summon out a 2700 attack monster is really nice with no others past that. And because the other engines are absent, you need a natural way to search out the other cards, so I run triple Magical Abductor. And I do not consider this part of the Magician engine because, well, for the sole reason that it does not say Magician on the card, you cannot search it out with Pendulum Call, Skullcrap, Crobat, Joker, blah blah blah. So that's why I don't consider Abductor part of that whole engine. And she is a very nice, just generalized Pendulum searcher to go, especially when you need to go after that Dracoverlord or Dracoslayer piece that you need to special summon out Masterpiece. And general Pendulum supports needs general Pendulum destruction, so I decided to include 2 Archfiend Eccentrics to destroy some problematic cards that could stop you from completing those plays. That is it for the monsters. On to the supporter spells. I run 2 Ignition Phoenix and 1 Terraforming. I may rework this by taking out the Margrave and putting in a 3rd edition Phoenix, because one of the ways to get Magical Abductor going is to be able to clear out your Pendulum Zone and put the next spell card in to get the spell counters going. Ignition Phoenix is definitely a really good card for that, so I think I might put in the 3rd one of these, just to give myself a more consistent ability to do that and to continue with the combo plays. And again, because these are some Pendulum cards that do not get themselves out of the way, you will run into those brick hands. So that's why I also included 2 Igknight reloads, just because you will run into those hands, and because this is a reload draw card that not only draws back the cards you put in the deck, but also adds that +1 to it. It really is a good refresher to your hands, especially if you have Magical Abductor on the field. And when you're just sitting on the false back row waiting for Twin Twisters to pop up from your opponent. Because generally the way the deck works is you'll have 2 Igknight Pendulum monsters in your Pendulum Zone, main phase 2, pop them, search a Pendulum card to your hand, and you'll leave your zones empty by the end of the turn so they won't get Twin Twistered on your opponent's response turn. And just to bait out the destruction cards, Igknight Reload really does help with that, as well as get that draw power back. For the Dracoslayer support, gotta have the one Draco face-off, the one only Draco only way of searching for the Dracoverlords or the Dracoslayers outside of Paladin. And I also went with 2 Forge of the True Dracoslayers. And this is another reason why I went so rank 4 heavy with this build. Just because it is easy to search for that Dracoverlord monster, get out to the field. Have 2 Igknight monsters, get Paladin in the field, load him up. And then activate, and then you'll activate Forge of the True Dracos. It will clear everything on the field back to the deck. And you'll, on top of that, you will get a free Dracoslayer Masterpiece to the field. So especially if against opponents' fields that have devoted so much resource to keeping themselves safe, if they don't have anything against this card will set them back so much that they will not be able to recover. Plus, I did try playing this at 3, didn't work out so well, clumped up too much, so 2 is definitely the optimal number for that. And then for the last 2 support spells, I run 1 Reinforcement of the Army, again because of the Igknight engine, and 1 Upstart Goblin to keep it a 39 card deck, per se. That's it for the main deck. On to the extra deck. For the rank 4s, we have 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Granted, Utopia Lightning is naturally more powerful than this guy now, but just for those certain scenarios, especially when Blue Eyes is a thing, especially if you can target one of their face-up 3000 attack Blue Eyes monsters, this guy can gain that much more attack power really quickly, and the fact that it's a permanent increase definitely makes him a force to be reckoned with when you get into those further formats. Especially when you need that out against Chaos Max. I cannot stress that enough. Even if it's just colliding into Chaos Max, having that extra out against him with a build like this is fantastic. For the other rank 4s, you run 1 Castell, 1 Silent Honor Arc, 1 Abyss Dweller for all those graveyard effects, 1 Daigusto Emerald that puts in plenty of work with this build, not just with the recurring 3 monsters from the graveyard back to the deck and draw 1, but the fact that your Vectors and your Master Pendulums are all normal monsters, just to be able to get the extra normal summon off of the graveyard is very awesome as well. And to maximize the Forge of the True Dracos combo, as well as search that much more search power, we do need to double up on the Magic Spectre Paladins, the Ascending Dracoslayer. Then to round out the level 4s, we do round the Utopia and Utopia Lightning combo just because it is that useful. And then with the level 5 Ignite monsters, I do run the 1 Volk Source just to go after that burn slash OTK potential damage. And the reason why I say OTK, because even if he can't attack directly after you use his effect, that's what you have this guy for, to just directly overlay him with Gaia Dragon Thunder Charger to push for those heavier damage moves. And because we do still have the whole general Dracoslayer combo into rank 8 place, we do still run 2 Dynastor, the Mighty Dracoslayer, 1 Ignister Prominence, and of course the number 38 Titanic Hope Harbinger Dragon. And with that, that is my Dracoslayer Ignition deck profile. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Until next time.